Hey guys, good morning and welcome to this week's installment of What the Heck Do You Do, where we interview local business people doing unusual things and helping kind of spread the word about what they do and help you guys get a better sense for some of the cool things that are out there. This all started in some of my networking groups. I've had the opportunity to meet great people like Mitch, and I've seen a whole variety of different things, and I felt obligated to try to find a way to tell more people about it. So that's what we're doing here this week. Our sponsors this week are Mitch McEnroth, independent distributor with Wthdyd International, and Rich Rhodes with New York Life. If you're interested in becoming a weekly sponsor for the show, please email me at rich.rhodes@gmail.com. And also, after watching today, if you're thinking, hey, I might want to be a guest on your show, then you can go ahead and email me as well. We can get you on the schedule. So super excited to introduce my guest this week, Mitch McEnroth, who is an independent distributor with Wthdyd International. Mitch, how are you?
I'm great. Happy
Awesome.
to be here.
I'm super excited for you to be here.
Yeah.
There's a very specific reason why I'm excited for you to be here, and we're going to get into that a little bit later.
Okay.
But to get the ball rolling, Mitch, why don't you tell us what the heck do you do?
Well, I work as an independent distributor with Wthdyd International. Basically, our company focus is plant-based solutions to a healthier lifestyle, not only for your own well-being, but for your home as well.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And how'd you find them?
It was a progression of looking for a solution due to a car accident that I was involved in 2010. That I needed to find some way to recover from that, and I also had been something that I've been involved in, the wellness arena and that sort of thing for a number of years. So when some friends of mine came across the company, it seemed like it was a great choice to look at and get involved with, and the products helped me tremendously in my recovery, and it just looked like it was a great business to get involved from that point forward.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like nowadays we're finally recognizing all the processed foods and all the bad things that we're putting out in the world. I feel like there's a shift back towards the things that were put on this planet for us, regardless of your belief, right? All natural solutions, all natural
Right.
foods, and things like that. So
Yeah.
glad to hear you're championing that. So maybe talk to us a little bit about. Let's get more specific. What are some of the products that you guys? What are some of your favorite products that you offer?
Well, the company started with a product called Supermix. It's a moringa-based product that is essentially all of your nutrition that you need on a daily basis in a whole food nutrition form that's in one sleeve you mix with water and drink through the day. So that was a primary product that launched the company, and that's one of our main products to this day is Supermix. From there, we branched out the moringa line as well, with other things that range from a meal replacement, moringa tea, those type of things. Then we've gone further from there to getting into certain systems that are available for maybe showing people how they could do weight management and increase their energy. So the company put together packs that help with that and allow them to look at the products, learn more about it, and kind of focus on some key components to reach the goals that they're after.
Okay, so these are all natural, plant-based. Everything's plant-based that you guys offer.
Everything's plant-based.
Okay.
The moringa that we use is coming from an organically grown moringa that's been an organic farm for over 100 years. We co-op with the farmers to produce that product, and then it's brought here to the United States, to our facility that we produce our own products in, pharmaceutical grade facility. We then quarantine the product for 2 weeks, test it, make sure there's nothing that has gotten into it,
Okay.
caused anything to be, not an ingredient that you would want in there, a pesticide or something like that that's maybe somehow gotten in.
Okay.
And then at that point, once it's passed all those tests and measurements, then it's produced into whatever product we need, whether it's be Supermix or plant protein or something along that line. I think the thing that I like the most about Wthdyd and how we produce our product is that the company is very transparent. So all products have lot numbers, and you have a site that you can go to and you can track that lot number, find out when it was produced, what's in it, and everything about it.
Gotcha.
So that's an important thing in our industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. I mean, with all these claims of organic and all natural, and then
Right.
you come to find out that there's,
Right.
that may be a false claim in some cases. So that's awesome. I never actually asked, and I just kind of pretended like I knew, but what is moringa?
Okay, so moringa it's a really interesting thing because moringa is something that certain cultures know a lot about because it just grows naturally in tropical areas, and so there are a lot of cultures around the world that know moringa and have heard of moringa and used it. The key thing about moringa is there are different species of moringa, and so based upon the geographical area where it grows has an impact as to what the nutrient content in that moringa is. So our company sought out what would be the most nutrient enriched moringa and where could that be, where would that grow and where would it be produced, and that's what we control that market in producing that. So moringa is a tree. We use the parts of the leaf and parts of the seed pod and different areas of the plant itself, and produce a proprietary blend to finally come out with what would be super mix or plant protein or that kind of thing. One interesting thing would be that if you just took your phone and asked your phone what's the most nutrient-rich botanical on the planet, it's going to come up moringa. It's going to say moringa.
Gotcha.
So that's one way to kind of seal the deal on that part of it.
All right, so that's Moringa. Is that spelled
Correct.
right? All
Correct.
right, so
Moringa.
there you go. So
Yeah.
pull out the phone, hit up Google, check it out.
Yeah.
So you said tropical. So we're talking South America, or where does this tend to be grown the most? Where are you guys getting it from?
You can find it. You can find it in different areas, even like Hawaii or the Philippines and that sort of thing. In a tropical environment, you're going to find it that it can be grown or that it might grow naturally. Ours is produced in India, and so finding one of the strands with the 92 nutrients in it was the key to making it come together and have the best on the market, the most that there is.
Gotcha.
And the process in which it is, once it's grown and once it's harvested, then it's very important that it be processed correctly. Our company shade dries as opposed to putting it out in the sun to dry, which many cultures will put it out in the sun, or they'll take the leaves and that sort of thing and they will boil it. And what you find is that you end up boiling out a lot of nutrients.
Right.
You end up having the sun take a lot of nutrient out. So it's really a very scientific process that we've come up with to produce our product and maintain the integrity of it to the level that we want.
Interesting. Yeah, that kind of reminds me of something I read not that long ago where basically it was like potatoes are incredible. They're full of nutrients if you just bake them and don't do much else, right?
Right.
When you throw bacon and cheese and sour cream or you French fry them, at
Right.
that point you strip out every nutritional advantage, but by itself it's good. So it sounds kind of similar in that it's not just finding this healthy thing, it's making sure that you don't lose all those nutrients and all those things that are in it.
Yeah, there are a lot of products out on the market because moringa is one of the buzzwords in plant-based nutrition is a big thing, and moringa is a big thing, and there's lots of things that are out there, and some are good, some are better, and some are best. Our company's been around for 13 years, almost 14 years, and the reality of it is that this is our key focus. It's been our key focus for this many years, and we know what we're doing, and I have complete faith in the scientific background of what is producing the product and developing it. And so just because something says moringa on it doesn't necessarily mean that it's all things created equal.
Gotcha.
So you want to be cautious of what you're looking at, be cautious of what you're getting, and that's the advantage of working with our product, is you know you're getting high quality.
Gotcha. And so you know that through the transparency that you guys
Right.
put out on the website.
Right.
Are there any certifying bodies that are monitoring this yet, or?
Well, our facility is a pharmaceutical grade facility that we produce at.
Okay.
I've toured the facility several times. It is NSF certified, which I don't remember exactly what the acronym of NSF is all about, but it's a certification that is government regulated, and it basically is something that takes a couple of years to get. You have to go through the regiment to get it. And it's also something that if they come in today and walk in the door and say, we want to inspect your facility, and you say, well, we're not ready, then you're off the list, you're blacklisted, and you can't get back on the list.
Gotcha.
It's done.
Good.
So it's a big deal.
Yeah.
And to have that certification is also a very big deal. So that's one part of it, one element of it. We have some other products that are leading towards some other bigger certifications. Supermix and Plant Protein are also two products that our company has, and they've gone through the process of getting in the physician's desk reference, the PDR for doctors.
Okay.
So if you took Supermix to your doctor and said, I've started taking this nutrition, and this is what it's about, and they start to ask questions about it, someone would be able to say, you can look it up in the PDR. It's
Okay.
there.
Good.
Everything you want to know about it's right there. That's also very helpful for people when they're dealing with their physicians and making sure that everything's on track.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I think, I know I encounter products sometimes where I guess I have a ballpark of kind of maybe like how much it costs, or I'm skeptical of the quality relative to the cost. And so I think that type of information is super important to make sure that people understand, so they have the confidence knowing that this is worth it. This is going to do really good things for you. This is why you pay for this, versus questioning like, oh man, am I being ripped off? Or because it could take 6 months before you tell yourself, hey, I feel better, or, I've lost weight, or, whatever it is. It's anything related to long-term health and longevity, right? It's a little bit of I think if you listen to your body, you can feel, yeah, this is doing some good stuff.
Right.
And I know I've taken Supermix, and yeah, it's like you drink it and you're just like, you just feel like it's doing something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so knowing some of those quality standards are in place, I think is important to give you the faith that this product is as advertised.
Exactly. Yeah. Having the transparency and having the documentation behind it is a really key component to everything. And then utilizing our products, there's a couple areas to look at. If somebody's looking at weight management and they're wanting to improve that area, certainly you're going to start to see some of those results faster. Some people are going to see them quicker than others. But then the other side of it that I try to make sure that people understand is that in many cases, it's a long-term thing of what you might get a benefit from. Supermix and Moringa is a product that can help in a long term that you may not recognize for 12 months or 18 months of some of the benefits. Now, weight loss or that sort of thing and energy, those can come very quickly.
Right.
But other things like all of a sudden recognizing, I don't have the inflammation that I had before, and I don't have this ailment or issue going on that I was feeling.
Yeah.
I seem to be able to get around a little more, easier, a little more spring in your step, so to speak.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. And that's some of the benefits of that we found, and that we try to encourage people to recognize when they're working with our products.
Gotcha. So just real quick, just to make sure people can visualize it. So sort of the daily regimen that you might recommend, whether that's Supermix and some of the other things, like what are we physically talking about? Just so people can understand it. So like powder into water, like help people understand literally like what am I doing every day on my basic just healthy regimen, not treating anything, but just trying to be healthy. What does it actually consist of?
Okay, well, interestingly enough, in that question, that the tagline of our company is "Healthy shouldn't be hard," and we've really gained momentum and focus in that regard to make sure that people understand that it doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be hard. Supermix is a very easy thing to do because you're you're basically going to take any kind of a shaker bottle and maybe 16, 18, 20 ounces, whatever you might find to be the best for you. You're gonna put the water in the shaker bottle. You're gonna open the sleeve. It just comes in a packet that's just a small packet. You've seen them and used them, and tear open the packet, pour it in the bottle, shake it up. You might let it sit for a little bit. It depends on what your personal preference is. Some people let it sit overnight. Some people, like myself, just mix it up and have at it, and away you go. It's best if you are to probably drink it in small increments through the day, because your body can only absorb so much nutrition at one time. So maybe 4 or 5 ounces in certain increments is going to help, because it's going to help your body get the nutrition over a longer period of time, instead of getting all of it at once and then kind of flushing some of it through. So, and then some of the other products can be a Moringa tablet that's an XM Plus. That's XM3, and that is an appetite suppressant. It's going to help in that weight management area, and going to help with increasing the metabolic burn and that sort of thing.
Gotcha.
We have another product called Burn that does very similar things. Increases your metabolic burn, helps in appetite, helps in weight management. So there's a variety of things that you can pick and choose based on what fits you the best to target the areas that you're looking at and what you want to accomplish.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
Love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Let's switch gears to talk about maybe your most popular product, or one of your most popular products, and maybe the most interesting one, and I think the one that has the most misconceptions, which is part of what we do on this show, is try to get to those. So talk to us about your transdermal CBD patches.
Okay. So in January, we got a kind of a test batch and a pre-launch for a CBD transdermal patch. I knew nothing about CBD at the time, and so it was a steep learning curve. And once I started to understand more about it and realize that it's just along the same line of plant-based product and all natural, it's nothing synthetic in it or anything like that, of what we produce, and it's a way for people to use it and work with controlling discomforts, areas that you have problems with, and that sort of thing. And it can also help with a large number of other arenas that maybe we'll touch on in just a few minutes. But the transdermal patch is unique in that with our product, it is a small patch that you apply to the skin, and you get a 24-hour dosing of CBD out of it. It also has some other clinical grade essential oils on it that enhance the CBD, so we're able to utilize less of a high quality grade CBD and have the other products on it, the other clinical grade oils on there, to increase the absorption, increase the value that you're getting out of it, and then it's simple, it's easy. You put it on, it doses over 24 hours. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to redose again in 4 or 5 hours, and it works fantastic. It's a great product. Misconception. Misconception is that CBD is marijuana, that you're going to get high, that you're going to have issues with that sort of it. So that's one of the things that, we've been to lots of network groups together, and you've heard me say many times that what is the ideal referral for me? The ideal referral for me is somebody that's heard about CBD, thought they might get some benefits from it, don't know where to start, what should I do next, and they're not very comfortable with, maybe the avenues that they found thus far. And so we have a product that can take care of all that. I can meet with them in their home. They can come to an event that we're doing. There's lots of ways for them to learn about it, or websites that they can learn information about. And our company ships directly to their home, and there's no guessing involved. And again, there's transparency. Everything has lot numbers. Everything's something you can track and know what's in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So CBD being the non-psychoactive,
Right.
right,
Right.
part of. So is it what is it derived from then? Is it derived from like a hemp plant, or where does it come from if it's not marijuana?
Okay.
Or is
So
it just not THC? I think these are the things to me that people that are unwilling to try it,
Right.
they still have that sort of misconception that, you know, I'm going to get fired, or I'm not supposed to be doing this, or I'm taking drugs. So I think
Okay.
help clarify that would be helpful for a lot of people.
Absolutely. So I have on some paperwork that I give out to people, I found that it was very good to have and very, very beneficial to have a visual for people to understand the difference. And basically what that visual is that you have cannabis and you have a species of cannabis that is hemp and you have another side of it that's marijuana. They're two different strands of the cannabis plant. So with the hemp side, you have very low level of THC and a high level of CBD in the hemp. On the marijuana side, you have high levels of THC and low levels of CBD in there. So that's why on the marijuana side, you're going to have more of the hallucinogenic and all the things involved in marijuana that we're aware of. But on the hemp side, the advantage that you have is that you're getting a product that is basically our bodies are set up to absorb this, to absorb CBD. We have CBD receptors within our endocannabinoid system in our body, and our body recognizes that. And when you utilize this product, it's going to those CBD receptors and helping balance the body and helping the body then be able to heal itself and balance out itself, as opposed to maybe being imbalanced for different ailments you might have or different things that you might be taking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's super important, right? Our bodies have, right? They have the receptors, right? You're not
Right.
putting this crazy foreign substance in there and tricking your body into feeling a way it's not supposed to.
Right.
We're literally built to take those in and use them. So I think that is helpful, because I think in culture, when you hear cannabis, you go to that side that you
Right.
talked about, right? I mean, that's just a natural thing. People equate them, they make them a synonym, when really it's marijuana is a subspecies of cannabis.
Right.
And there are other subspecies that are not marijuana.
Right.
And I think that's why it's super important to get the word out, is because I think that is not widely understood.
Right. And I think that's part of the problem of why things have been lifted and deregulated in this area is simply because that misconception has been there for so long, and the not understanding what it could do and the benefits of it. And so now, after understanding that we do have an endocannabinoid system, that's not something that's been recognized for very long, and then the fact that those receptors are there, and what CBD can do for that, when you put those two together, the benefits of it are dramatic as to what somebody can get from that. Our product is called N-Tune CBD transdermal patch. Well, N-Tune basically stands for endocannabinoid tune-up.
Okay.
That's how our company came up with the name for it.
I like it.
And so when you go through and learn more about what the product can offer and what's the benefits for it, it makes better sense as to why this product is highly effective for lots of people in lots of areas.
Sure. And so just to get real specific for a quick
Okay.
second,
Okay.
when you say lots of people, I think of chronic pain, anxiety, like maybe list the very specific things. So if somebody's kind of on the fence, if you list something that resonates with them, then that might be a good trigger point for them to look into it more. So real specifically, what are some of the successes you've seen? Like, what does it specifically help with?
Okay, so one of the things that I'll say first off, Rich, is that I'm not a doctor and I don't diagnose, so I don't want to get myself in trouble in that
Likewise,
respect.
yeah.
Okay?
Let's get that on the books.
So
Can
I
we run a disclaimer on the
yeah,
bottom
so
of the screen?
I tend to be non-specific
Okay,
on a camera like this for those very reasons.
understood.
But what I can say is that it's something that discomforts, problems. I'll use an example of my 82-year-old mother uses the Intune squares. And what we discovered was that for her, because of some hip problems she was having, that cutting one in half and putting a half on each side, on each hip, really gave her a lot of relief.
Gotcha.
I had another case of someone who their young child, about 12 years old, was having a lot of trouble with anxiety. And so the suggestion was made of, let's the parents didn't want to go the medical route. And so they decided to try cutting it into quarters and see what that would do. Made a big difference in a couple of days.
Sure.
So without being too specific and getting you and I in trouble on camera,
I appreciate that.
those are some of the things that you can see results in. I also have a lot of resources available that if someone had a specific problem that they really wanted to learn more about, whether this might help them, we have resources available that we can on a one-to-one talk with someone about and have them coached maybe with we've got an RN on our team, we've got a naturopath on our team, and we can set up conference calls or video conferences to do a little coaching session with people and discuss those things and maybe see if we can steer them in a path that's going to help them find results and get results that they're looking for.
Got it.
Okay.
You handled that well. I
Okay.
appreciate it. Thanks for keeping us both out of trouble.
Okay.
And I think that's a perfect segue. So what is the best way for somebody to engage? So if they're hearing some good things about the super mix or the patches or just general plant-based wellness, what's the best way for them to find you?
Well, you mentioned that my contact information is scrolling across the screen. My cell is a great way to call me, text me, email me. That information is all available on the screen that you can see there. By connecting with me directly, it's going to help me help you and give you the customer service experience that you want. And that's one of my primary goals, is not just making a sale, but creating a customer, creating a relationship with someone, getting the results that they want so that they're happy with what they've got. And if we need to fine tune and adjust, we can do that. But if we don't have that connection, we can't do that. So my cell phone, I don't need to repeat it, correct? Because it's on screen.
Correct.
And so really reaching out to me by a text, if that's what you're comfortable with, give me a call, send me an email. I'm able to then forward information to you by email or by text, or I can set up a conference call, or I can even set up a time that I can meet with someone and sit down with them and go over some ideas that find out what their goals are and what their needs are.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So essentially a free consultation where we tell you kind of what we're thinking about or what worries us or concerns us or what
Right.
we're trying to improve. And then from there you kind of talk a little bit more about how the products have helped other people or could potentially help them to try and find a match.
Absolutely. I've got a booklet that I carry with me that has over 70 pages of success stories for healthier lifestyle, weight management, losing weight, and that ranges anywhere from people who've dropped 20 pounds to one person that dropped to over 200 pounds.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
So, pictures are worth 1,000 words.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. No, yeah, that's perfect. So, what we heard today was it's all plant-based, it's all natural. Some certifying bodies are confirming things that you guys are doing. You're performing in a highly transparent way to make sure that people know exactly what they're getting. You're putting a lot of effort into sourcing these natural remedies from the right places, processing them in the right ways to make sure that they're most effective. I think that to me, I know there's plenty of people out there that are dealing with something, and I think people at some point get comfortable accepting that they always feel a certain way after they eat and things like that, and they're maybe missing those signs that you don't have to suffer through that. And so looking at plant-based alternatives, maybe avoiding getting on pills and things like that, and
Right.
finding natural remedies that this planet has provided for us makes a ton of sense. So
Yeah, simple solutions to fixing some issues that people might have.
I love it.
And the horizon of what our company has and what we've got coming in 2020 are some significant things.
Yeah.
So
Anything, we got maybe a minute or so left. Any specifics that you want to mention about what's coming?
Yeah, absolutely. So we just launched this weekend, which is available now, an Entune Max. So it's got a larger amount of CBD on it, and more effective for people that are really having a major issue.
Okay.
And then more of the maintenance side would be the daily regular Entune. But coming 2020, that's super exciting, is our company has developed, and we're working on a pilot test right now that I'm a part of. That is a DNA genetic program that will you submit your DNA, it does a test, it comes out with a survey that you take, some questionnaires that you do to find out your lifestyle and that sort of thing, and it produces a program with a meal suggestions, exercise suggestions, and then also our products and what part of our product line would fit best for you and you specifically. So I'm extremely excited about that aspect of what's coming January at some point for us.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be a huge component of putting it together. The science behind our products is there.
Right.
The science behind what you should do and how you should use them is coming.
Awesome.
Okay.
Very cool. Yeah.
Right.
Mitch, thank you so much. I think this was super awesome, super helpful. I hope that everybody out there kind of learned a little something and has a better understanding. So if you're interested in learning more, or if you still have questions, or you want to find out about some specific products, Mitch shared his contact information, and it's been running across the scroll. So go ahead and reach out to him with whatever method of communication you prefer. Thank you guys again for listening. Tune in next week. We'll have Jenna Brash with Queen Bee Events here. So thank you all for listening, and keep chasing your dreams. Have a great day.